Good afternoon, everybody. Another segment of Frankly My Dear. So, um, so basically, man, I'm gonna try to review when I can episodes of Power. Also, Insecure when it comes back out. Just so yeah, for those of you who aren't familiar, I've done a couple of reviews and recaps of episodes of Atlanta. If you don't know how this goes, usually my recaps, I try to incorporate some life lessons in them. Um, it's not your traditional recap, it's more so opinions, recaps, try to relate it to real life, stuff that can be related to it. People might feel like Power can't, because Power is not a show like Atlanta, things like that. That try to portray a message, but it is underlying messages, man. But anyways, man, we gonna dive right into it. I may miss some things. Blame it on my head, not my heart. I may miss certain things, but I think I remember most of the episode to recap enough of it so that people know what's going on, so that people can kind of look at things and see how it relates, to real life. But anyways, let's dive right into it. So first, man, first thing it's just small things, man. So like, I don't know if any of you all watched it already. You should have by now. In the beginning, you got towards the beginning, you got the young lady who's like the Spanish girl who is the quote unquote fiance of the guy who ghosts killed in Miami. Of course, she remembers his voice. This is, I want to say, last episode of last season. That's when we found out, oh, she remembered his voice. Man, let me just say this, man. I will say this. Power does a good job of making you really dislike their characters, okay? And you dislike them because people like these like these characters in real life. And you didn't really like these people in real life, so when you see them on Power, it's like, man, that they did a good job of putting together the type of person I don't like, okay? So anyways, you got the girl, saying she remembers Ghost's voice. My issue with this girl, okay, and this is not an issue in general. So she up there crying. It was her fiance, supposed to get married, blah, blah, blah. This how I feel about that, okay? If you are involved with someone in the game, you have to recognize that it's all in the game, okay? Not saying someone deserves to be killed, but at the same time, you know what comes with the person you're involved with. If the person you're involved with are involved in illegal activities, there is a high percentage chance that one of two things will happen. Either they will be DOA or they will get locked up. You do not have the right to then say, he was my fiance and why did he kill him and all of this and that. No, it's part of the game. You knew what she was getting involved with when you were with him. You thought the only part of the game was to take it to spend the money, You thought the glamour was the only part of the game. You forgot that part of the game is your life can be ended at any time. And that's what happened. Respect the game. That's what it is. I know you miss your loved ones when they get involved in stupid stuff, but at the same time, you have to hold them accountable, okay? So with her trying to snitch and all this and that, I ain't feeling that. No. You cannot do that. Your guy was involved in something he shouldn't have been involved in. He knew the rules of the game, so did you, but you chose to ignore him because you like the glamour life, okay? So, that's my opinion on her. Okay, then we transition. We had we had Lala and pretty much, her and Tasha, her asking, making sure Tasha's gonna have her back. Lala is the most loyal, probably one of the most loyal people on television, and be honest, the way that she's really carried a lot of secrets and things, for the St. Patrick's, okay? Then we transitioned to I'm trying to remember it all. We had Lorenz Tate character, who sometimes I forget his name. I just know he's the politician. Pretty much, still trying to be Mr. Muscle Man politician, and forced the St. Patrick's that had a wedding at this church have media coverage. Pretty much just to promote that new city project that he's trying to get out there. Okay, so and guys like him, man. The funny thing with him is it's politicians that aren't black politicians, but some are black, some are white. Who that same way, man? Like all these people, out here when it's a mass shooting, they talk. Even the president we got now, they out here talking about, oh, we feel so sorry, blah blah blah. Man, they all got ulterior motives, man. They don't care. They don't care, man. They don't care. At the end of the day, it's all about the publicity. I feel like they've been doing a great job with him showing, just even though if I recall, he's involved in some legal activities himself. But I mean, aren't they all? He just happened to be black. But I feel he's a prime example of how things we don't see on the surface. Things that might be going on behind the scenes, man. With politicians with their hands in the pockets of the guys who you look and you like, man, shouldn't this guy be locked up? Isn't this guy stealing from the people? And you wonder why he isn't. It's because, he got a guy like that behind him, okay? So, that's him, And then I'm going to go just thinking about, so I'm feeling, now I'm gonna go towards the Italians. Okay, so of course Tommy came up with the idea for them to use the Italians as hitters because Dre wouldn't be expecting some to quote them some white guys to come after him. Okay, something though tells me that after they their failed attempt at Dre, I feel like that's gonna create some issues with Tommy and the Italians. Okay, I feel like anybody that, if you watch old mob movies, anything of that nature, man, those guys are they're very structured. They're very low key. They don't like all of the theatrics. Okay, and Tommy, as we all know, is the wildest guy of the bunch. Okay. The way he carries himself is not how Italians normally carry themselves. They may carry themselves like that, when they get around their friends and stuff, but they handle business very professionally. They know how to control. They're good at controlling their tempers, and when they do something, they do it very low key. Okay, so the fact that Tommy hired those hitters, I think that's gonna create a problem. I feel like I'm not gonna say I feel like they can be trusted, but I feel like it's gonna be hard for them to trust a guy like Tommy, because Tommy is so wild that he can F up their whole operation. Okay, I know he's family, and usually Italians, they stick together when it's family, but just his whole demeanor, it really doesn't correlate well with how Italians historically handle their criminal activities. Okay, and of course, they failed the attempt. Y'all see, I ain't got the Tariq yet. I'm gonna get to him in a second. But they failed the attempt due to some help from a little hoe ass little boy. But I get to that later, okay? And now we're gonna see how the Italians react. Knowing that their two best guys, one of them is dead, the other one got shot in the stomach, if I recall. So that's a loss for them. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they react to that as the season goes on. All right, and then I'm trying to think of some thing. Let me think. It looks like we're gonna have us another annoying person on this season. The internal affairs officer, the Spanish lady, looks like she's gonna be one that's gonna annoy the hell out of us for another season. Just like I believe his name is Sags. Both of them, Sags is annoying. She's gonna be annoying. Just mind your damn business. Just mind your business, okay? But they can't do that. At the same time, it's like I have a problem. Sometimes I say, man, why people can't just mind their business on this show? But at the same time, forget that is their job to do stuff, okay? To find out and figure out stuff and all that crap, okay? But I feel like she about to be annoying and worrisome as hell, unfortunately. Anyways, so now let's get to Tariq St. Patrick. So for those of you who need a quick reminder, the whole reason Raina is dead, I'm not gonna say the whole reason is because of Tariq. You know, I feel like Kanan plays a small role in that by being sneaky, you know, and doing a lot of little slick things behind, you know, without them knowing, without Ghost and other people knowing he was still alive. You know, pretty much manipulating Tariq. Even though I feel he really got real love for him now, but you know, Kanan does bear some responsibility, in my opinion, in Raina's death. Dre, and that's why I feel Ghost is wrong. I don't feel Dre is completely responsible for Raina's death, because Dre at first was trying to, you know, before he just became more and more of a snake. Dre was trying to protect Tariq, man. You know, he kept telling him to stay away from Kanan. He was really out trying to look out for him. Tariq ain't want to hear it, okay? And then, you know, unfortunately, you know, Raina ended up, you know, popping off at the mouth to a guy with a gun in her face. I'll say that for another time. That just shows you these kids won't raise like Tariq try to act like they raised. You feel me? They ain't really got them street smarts like that, okay? So anyways, man, y'all who didn't see, Tariq doing a eulogy, he acts like I knew he was faking, because you could tell he was faking, because he don't give a damn about his sister for real, to be honest. He really killed the guy more so not for his sister, but more so as a street cred type of thing, you know, a gangster, this weird gangster obsession he has that they killed mine, I gotta kill theirs. It wasn't really about Raina. The reason he killed the guy who killed Raina, it wasn't about Raina. It was about him trying to be some gangster, thinking that's what gangsters do. You know, y'all can believe what you want to believe. He proved that when he faked crying at his sister's eulogy. Just sickening, okay? He faked crying, went to the bathroom, and texted Dre, one of the guys responsible, you know, partially for the death of his sister. Wes further told you he ain't give a shit about his sister, okay? He goes in there, he texts Dre to run. You know, and let me just touch on Tariq, man. Guys like him, man. This video, they might not ain't had enough time for me to really explain this. You know, those who real will understand, those who not will not, okay? So, depending on where you from, man, I can recall a lot of guys similar to Tariq, okay? In the sense you know, they got a good home, mommy and daddy both there, got good money, they don't really have to want for anything, but something about it is just too safe for them, okay? They become obsessed with trying to prove themselves to people who don't give a shit about them. They just give a shit about what you have, okay? And it's just sad because it's a lot of people like that, man. You know, the same people out here talking about Tariq, it are the same people who are like him, okay? These guys that are, you know, grew up, you know, and the thing is, I hate saying that because that's how family should be, and I don't want to fault people for having both parents, because that's how it should be. But at the same time, you know, it's frustrating. I know it's frustrating for people who didn't grow up with a silver spoon, okay? And you got guys who, you know, it's a lot of guys out here like Tariq who grew up with these opportunities, and they just piss them away because they're trying to prove a point to a know-nothing nigga who ain't going nowhere in life, but you feel like his opinion, his respect is everything to you, okay? You feel like that culture's respect is everything to you. You know, you don't understand that some of these guys would trade places with you in a second. These same guys that you trying to get respect from, that you idolizing, that you out here trying to fit in with, these guys would give anything to